There we go. Well, good morning, my beautiful people of YouTube. It's nice to see you. Where's my other phone? Lots to go over. I just got up. I've got meetings today, and I decided to go live after realizing some things were going on last night. So, just to kind of give you guys a rundown of everything that's going on, it is my understanding that these channels got together to help and advocate for the Proudfoots, and started to attack people on their behalf. We know, based upon some conversations, that these content creators had direct access to the mom and stepfather as they are attacking people, and it seems like there is some things going on. We're not going to deal with any of the RICO stuff that I'm involved in. I'm not getting involved. Hey Seth, it's nice to see you. I'm not getting involved in any of the legal aspects of this, but we are going to address some of it because it wound up on my desk this morning. I'm waking up. Yesterday I noticed that the Unscrupulous PI's account had not been deleted, but it had been privatized. That basically means if you are not friends or following each other, you cannot have access to the information in that account. And so I just left it at that. I heard everybody saying he was deleting. I was ignoring it because I had saw his account. His account was not deleted. It was on private. Well, this morning I wake up after a whole slew of emails and realize that his account is now been removed. I don't know if he's got it in something he can garner back, because to me it doesn't seem like he is really going to fully delete the account. I have no idea. But what I can say is this is a defendant in a case, in a federal RICO case, that has now deleted his entire account, allegedly, meaning that evidence he intentionally and willfully destroyed evidence in a federal RICO case. I want people to understand the implications of him removing that account. This is something that we have been trying to explain to people, that the way they're handling stuff, these hate channels and everything, how they treat people, how they put spotlights on them, they send people to their house, they have people follow them online and offline. It is a criminal act to do that. They are not licensed PIs. Even the unscrupulous alleged licensed PI, which I believe was licensed under false pretenses, especially here in Florida. I don't think he has the required hours under an additional PI in order to have the requirements for Florida, based upon everything I see. Well, it's not even that. It's the fact that he has now deleted probative information from a federal RICO case. To me is really the true thing. It's not about this petty nonsense arguing back and forth between them. The bottom line is they've been doing criminal conduct for so long that now that they're having to take account, they're losing their minds, because they know absolutely behind the scenes they were in all these groups. They knew absolutely behind the scenes they were doing all this dirty. They know exactly behind the scenes. The bad part is a lot of the information was already captured. If you guys notice, you saw the photos that At Night Private Intelligence was putting out. I guess everybody thought they were playing games. None of us are playing games here. I can tell you that. None of us are playing games. And now I hear that he's trying to withdraw from, you think a judge is going to say, oh, by the way, you want to withdraw? No problem. Just withdraw from this case after you destroy evidence in a federal RICO case. Go ahead. We'll let you out. It doesn't work like that. You don't get to ask permission to be a defendant, and you don't get to say, oh, I don't want to be a defendant anymore. I've never heard a case in the history of the United States ever work that way. Now I don't know what the what's going to be had behind the scenes with the attorneys or whatever. You know, that is to be seen, but it's also something I will not be talking about. Again, I'm specifically speaking directly about this deleted account. It's about Sebastian. It hasn't been about Sebastian for them for a really long time. Oh, is it me and you's birthday? Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I only knew because Mr. Seth wished you a happy birthday. So I find this awfully, the timing is awfully weird. When we had this huge filing, everybody is so quick to say, oh, we're going to do this and oh, we're going to do that. And never forget about him taking an attorney's name and setting up a website for this attorney. Like, you think this is a joke? You think this is a joke? Like, you can get into some serious problems, such as, you know, impersonating an officer of the court. I tried telling you guys, these people don't mind breaking the law. They're unscrupulous at best. They do horrible things to these cases. And meanwhile, these yahoos are over there saying, oh, no, it's all you guys. No, it's not. I don't know how in the hell you guys got so damn brainwashed. But at the end of the day, no. We are advocating for a child. I've got his father in my chat right now. We're not out here trying to have a civil war with this drama train. We just want them gone. Like, stay in your own lane. You want to complain and fight and moan and groan? Do it on your own time in your own lane. Don't be coming over here. Don't be harassing these families. Don't be harassing the people that are trying to advocate for a missing child over some petty nonsense. And then when things start getting heated up and a major filing is had, all of a sudden, this unscrupulous PI deletes his entire account. Nothing to see over here, y'all. Nothing at all to see over here. Right? I guess it's just still all in our head. None of these things really happened. None of these things really happened. My issue is that he knew by deleting that account, he intentionally and willfully tried to remove evidence in a federal RICO case. Evidence. There's nothing. What purpose would this man have unless he got caught with his pants down? And now he's trying to file and scratch and say, oh, I don't want to be involved anymore. I want out. Uncle, right? Uncle. Well, I've got a lot of stuff to do that needs to be done today. I won't be doing a live until later this afternoon. I can't really address anything with the RICO case, nor do I want to. But damn, you know, at what point is this ridiculous? I don't even know what it is. What these people think that they were doing, attacking an innocent father and literally conspiring to destroy him and anybody else in their way. That's illegal contact. That are illegal business practices. There's a whole host of things that you can assert here. And then you have the main pusher of all this, the entire instigator, the one that works with all these clowns, realizing how serious this is, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh, I want to be out of the case and let me delete all the evidence. Do not worry. Just because he deleted the account doesn't make it undiscoverable, right? X maintains all of the information, and despite his account being gone, it can still be acquired. He's not off the hook, nor is any of these other yahoos. We know, based upon, because they can't keep their mouth shut, we know who's the puppet masters behind all of this. So we'll leave it at that. But, you know, to think that you can just say, just delete an account and say, oh, nothing to see over here. This man has lied. You've watched him lie over and over and over again about how many people he's found. He hasn't found squat. He hasn't found squat. At the end of the day, the only person that has found more people than law enforcement themselves or a singular body is Dog the Bounty Hunter. And God bless him for being on Team Sebastian. You know, at the end of the day, God bless him for being on Team Sebastian. I'm glad we have our hearts, minds, and bodies clear of this gunk, because we've done the right thing. We've maintained doing the right thing. We hope everybody does the right thing, not because it's easy, but because it's the right thing to do. Yeah, definitely. He's disgusting human. And he keeps getting caught. And that's what it is. When he loved his account when he could manipulate the whole world. But when people started getting laser focused on his nonsense and calling him out on it, he couldn't handle it. How long could he handle it? He couldn't even handle it 3 flippin' months. Anyways, he and all of those other clowns put everybody else under this nonsense for years. And people have to endure this crap for years. And they have to deal with it for 3 months. And now it's like, oh, gotta put my tail between my legs and run off. Nothing to see over here. Let me delete this. Let me delete that. Oh, we can't be in this group. We can't have proof that we're in this group. That's what it has to deal with, is those behind the scenes groups that everybody says doesn't exist, where they actually conspire to injure other people professionally, ethically, and other ways. That's why he needed to make sure he was removed out of all those chat rooms. Again, trying to cover up exculpatory evidence, probative evidence in a federal RICO case. Don't let these people clown you and thinking that this is some type of a back and forth between creators. Because if it was just a back and forth between the hate squad, then why is his account deleted? Who deletes their account because they get in a fight with their teammates? Because that's what it is, right? They were all teammates. SF has his entire reputation and well, his reputation sucks anyways, but his licenses. Don't forget that. This is going to affect that man's licensure. Being in a federal RICO case, and not only that, but flagrantly walking into it, and now wanting to be a part of it, and then like, oh, wait a minute, it's getting too hot in here. I realize they've got some real evidence against us. So, oh my gosh, we can't be involved in this. Let me delete myself. Oh my gosh, I can't get out of these groups. They've got records of all my messages back and forth to them. What's the next best thing? I got to delete my account. That's the only thing that's going to save me. Only idiots would do that. You know, there's a reason why I don't delete any of my stuff. What do you want to know what it is? It's called discoverable. That means, like, X has got to maintain his account for the next, gosh, what, 2 to 7 years? They got to keep those records, all those deletes and everything. It doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. How about all those screen grabs that everybody has? Those don't go away just because you delete your account. This man tried to destroy evidence. I want people to understand truly what SF did. He's trying to destroy evidence, and he's trying to not link everything back to him. And there's a lot that links back to this Yahoo. And you know what? He did it to himself, and he already put most of it in the public record. Yeah, I'm talking about UTI. I'm talking about UTI. The incompetent, unscrupulous PI. Remember, he found 23 people in 2023. Okay. Okay, Cupcake. Oh, okay, sorry. I've never heard of them. I don't think. Thanks for answering. Yeah, no, this is the hate squad. So it is the belief of me, because I've got one of these Yahoos. All these people are intertwined, right? And they bring in this unscrupulous PI to run interference, try to find dirt on people that these hate channels can use to destroy them. And he's in there telling them, advising them, doing this in these back chat rooms and implicating a lot in these chat rooms that are allegedly private, right? But they realize something isn't as it seems. There's a lot of information I'm sure that they saw that came out in this newest filing that they reviewed at nauseum. Why would anybody? I mean, I barely reviewed it, and I'm the plaintiff. Obviously, they're concerned about something. I'm not. And why? What would be the reasons why? Let's talk about this. Throw them up in the chat. Why do you think somebody would delete an entire account on X? That's not only in multiple battles right now over their unscrupulous practices. They probably have umpteen million complaints against their license, and then they realize this federal RICO case is no joke, and all of a sudden crap hits the fan and accounts are starting to be deleted. Do you guys think that appears, at least on the face of this, that somebody is intentionally and willfully trying to hide evidence? If you believe he's trying to hide evidence, put a 1 in the chat. If you believe something else, put a 2 in the chat. Why are people thinking it's not real? Because they've been acting like it's a joke. Actually, the reason why a lot of people think this is a joke is because the actions of this man that has now deleted his entire account, allegedly. He might have just changed his name. Because his team has info on him and who he is working with. Good point, Cassie. Good point. I think he's running scared. Good morning, Tony. I see somebody saying hi to Tony. Mr. Tony, it's nice to see you up in the chat. I'm being nice. I'm being good. I got my bumpers. Kind of, sort of. Kind of, sort of. They can still access. I know. But you know what? It's going to take, you know, a subpoena or whatever to do it. But I honestly believe that it's no joke. I think that there is some type of, you know, we heard about it with Barbecue and how she had to send this off to the feds and the Secret Service or whoever she was talking about. I think that this has kind of boiled over to a point where there is a massive federal investigation in this, you know. I don't know that for fact. We never know with these people because they lie so much. So we don't know if that you know, if Shamu actually, you know, submitted paperwork to the feds, or if it was just to scare the people. Oh, I had to go turn this because you guys were doing this so bad. I had to go to and turn all this stuff in. Guardrails, Betty. Guardrails. You treat them like bumpers, though. Hey, I'm keeping it between the ditches, okay? It's a work in progress, okay, Tony? It's a work in progress, okay? We're happy with progress, okay? We're not going for perfection over here. And if you guys didn't realize, it's me and you's birthday, and anybody else's birthday that's going on this week, happy birthday. But me and you, love you, girl. Happy birthday. I would sing for you, but I wasn't prepared this morning. And I like to do my Brando version. I know this is off subject, but are Amber Alerts required the same for each state? The Clearinghouse is National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And they're the ones that set the, my understanding, I could be wrong. I know statutes allow the states, counties, and cities to work with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. But it's my understanding they're the clearinghouse. They're the ones that have the rules that they apply from case to case. I think it's a federal thing. I don't think it's a state thing. I think the requirements are but I could be wrong. I don't know. That question I don't know. Hey, good morning, allegedly, with Brittany. I'm not really doing anything but other than speaking about SF investigate and him deleting evidence. That whole account is filled with evidence that is going to be used against him at some point. And it is my understanding, after the large filing, shortly thereafter, the very, very large filing to the courts, within days, his entire account has been deleted. Now, they're trying to make this delete look like some type of fight between the hate channels and their leaders and whatever it may be, but in reality, it to me, I think he knows his goose was cooked and deleted, probative material in a federal RICO case that he is a defendant in. I don't know if the judge is going to really look at this anything other than trying to destroy evidence. I can't believe he shut the account down. Yes, I'm with you, and I believe something more sinister is going on, in fact. Yeah. Because I think this all ties in with the mom and stepfather somehow, and even though we don't know it yet in the court proceedings, I think that's what the issue is. It's going to bring them right on in. I mean, that's the only thing that I can think of, unless he has so much communication in those back chats that he's trying to save his own skin by deleting himself out of it, trying to hopefully, remove those messages for forever, right? The problem is I don't think it works that way. I think his stuff would be there, but I don't think the actual messages will ever be deleted. And I think that X would have copies of all that, and a simple subpoena should be able to get the entire account. And I think that's what he's trying to hide. And hopefully the attorneys as well as the litigation team are on notice about this and do whatever needs to be done. Lori says, I've known this POS for years, even before he was a PI. He's a con man and a criminal. He's horrible, horrible, horrible person. Everybody says that about him. But he was willing to do criminal activity and underhanded dealings and with relations to this case, and he's done it in other cases. We called him out. I filed a complaint. I took my time and filed a complaint against his license because I thought he was so just destructive in the Layla Santinello case that I filed a complaint against him and his license and attached all this commentary that he was posting on that X account. He kind of went good for about 90 days, which means to me, I feel like he must have gotten some type of reprimand or had to take an ethics class or something that kept him good for about 90 days. It looked like it was about 3 months. And then once that period was over, it was back to smear, 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 smear. And then I hear that this Julie lady that, kind of started causing and wreaking havoc in the Sebastian side, the people that are trying to just advocate for Sebastian, which is really shocking. And then her being over at some of these hate channels, which again, more shocking because we don't associate with them because of the damage that they're doing to this case. And so that kind of sparked all of this stuff, recently about what she's going through and what she's doing. And now we have all of this going. It is a complete, utter mess. And I was not expecting this because anybody that's in any type of civil action or criminal action is usually told by their attorney, do not touch anything, do not delete anything, because the judge will look at that. And especially this is on the heels of a major filing, and he is now deleting his account. A federal judge is going to see right through this. I mean, this is not good on any front at all. I was so shocked that Julie shaking my head. I couldn't believe it. I don't know what's going on with her. And then after that, I heard that she came on and her husband were arguing, and that's it. Like that. Unfortunately, this is what we see happen where social media grabs somebody, they're doing really good, and then the attention gets to them. They get kind of like people are paying attention to them, starstruck, if you will, in a sense. Not that I'm saying that that's her, you know, I'm just saying generally, I'm talking generally. And then they start spiraling out of control because they'll say something or do something, and the hated channels attack them, and that's what they do. These hate channels go after the, you know, the weakest link. So I think that they saw a weakening of her and started to just keep picking, and that's what they do. And they actually want people to lose their shit online because that's content for them. They actually instigate, and I told you guys this because to me, what they were doing, having me under constant surveillance, doing all the stuff they were doing, and wanting, literally sending their people over to watch me. They were putting me under so much pressure, and they wanted people to watch me lose my stuff so they could take that and run with it. And there for a while, some of the stuff they were doing to me got to the point where I came out and said, I don't think these people are just trying to get a reaction. I think they're trying to make me literally lose my shit so I do something more drastic online that they can capitalize on. And I truly believe that's what they were doing or attempting to do. And of course it didn't work, but it doesn't mean they weren't attempting to do that. They weren't attempting to pressure somebody into doing something to harm themselves. And so you know me, I'm a very vocal person. If I see something, I say something, and I have a platform to say it on. And so I came here and said it. And they're like, oh, she's saying she's going to do this. And I'm like, that's not what I said. Right. And then they try to find a reason to have my house swatted. And so they use that commentary, which I never said anything about what I would do. Because if I was going to do it, it would have been done. Right. And we were talking about it. We were having a conversation. We were exposing the behavior and what the ending result would be, or what the ending result they wanted it to be, which is very, very problematic. So that is my first understanding of what these hate channels are capable of and are willing to do. They do not care about humanity. They do not care about people's lives. They do not care about these cases. All they care about is knowing that they have the power to control something or someone, and money. That's it. Power and money. You know what they are? They are the narcissists of these streets. They are the narcissists of these streets. So if you want to know what a narcissist looks like, go over there. Because you're a best friend to them until you stop paying them. You're a best friend with them if you ask questions. And then they rake you over. It's much easier to stay the course when you're here for the right reasons, period. Amen to that. Amen to that. But I just think that this kind of solidifies the dirty that was going on behind the scenes. I think with SF deleting his account to hide evidence, I think should scream volumes to the people across these platforms. There has been something going on behind the scenes. There always has been. These people are a criminal organization, period. Period. And now they are going to have to be held accountable for what they've done. And that's what we are trying to do, is hold them accountable. We're not holding them, and what we've been through, we've already been through it. We're not trying to protect ourselves from going through it. We've already been through the meat grinder. What we are trying to do is help the other people that these people may injure, the other people that these people may take to the brink of wanting to hurt themselves or hurt others. That's what we're trying to prevent with all this. We're trying to save the next person. Our asses have already been through the meat grinder. There's nothing really left other than our fight to make sure this never happens to somebody else again. Justice is coming, and I hope you guys support it. So, guys, I don't have much time. I got to get dressed. I got to start getting out of here. I got meetings today. We'll be back here around noon, 1 o'clock today on this channel. We'll do our breaking. I'll probably have to do everything on one live if I have time for it. Otherwise, we'll have to be back around 5 or 6 and go through our day. We're going to be starting to develop another show in the evening. Our show in the evening is going to be developed based on Brian Koberger. I'd like to do Sebastian Rogers at first in the morning, talk about his case, keep his name alive, and any changes and updates in his case. At noon, I'd like us to be on the crime story side for our daily breaking news. This is all the other news. And then in the evenings, we're going to be trying to get ourselves up to snuff on what's going on in the Brian Koberger case, as this is going to be a very expensive trip for this channel for me to go to Idaho. And I want everybody to understand what's going on in this case, because you guys are going to be learning a lot more about it. So thank you all for being here. Seth, Tony, God bless you. I think that this is not, I don't think this hindered anything. Actually, I think it supports everything that we've been trying to say and do here on these platforms as these people start breaking down, as the pressure starts building up, because let's face it, they have knowledge that they were not doing things right. And now those things are going to be proliferated across legal documentation in this RICO case, honing in on each and every one of their actions that they've done. So it's going to be an uphill battle, and they are all connected. And I think that that was laid out very well in those filings that they say are just junk bull crap, not even worth the paper that they're written on. Well, you know what? The biggest rooter and screamer from the mountaintops just deleted his account. So there is that. Hate channels, you guys are on notice. Stay on your own side of the road. You guys want to talk shit. Leave us alone. That's what we want. We want you to leave us alone. We're not there. We're not touching you. We're not talking to you. But we will always talk about you, because you guys are the trash of these platforms. But that's where it ends. It ends on our channels. We're not stalking you. We're not doing what you guys have done to us. We want it to end, and we want it to end now. Enough's enough. And the proof's in the pudding. So you guys, buckle up, buttercups. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say on a Monday and Tuesday. Is it a Wednesday? Can I get a Wednesday for 300, please? A Wednesday for 300. How about a Friday for 1,000? Can we get a Friday for 1,000? Can we get a Friday for 1,000? I'd rather it be a Friday. I'd rather it be a Friday. All right, guys, pray for the green team, pray for Sebastian's army, but more importantly, pray for Sebastian and his dad, Seth, and all the people that have been sitting here doing our best to keep this boy's name alive while we've gone through the absolute unimaginable because of the team assimilated by the mom and stepfather. They are disgusting, vile people that have done terrible things. They don't mind hurting a medically needy boy. God knows what are in those records. God knows. God knows what are in the records that would cause them to create a team like this. Something to think about. All right, guys, rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe. But more importantly, kind to one another. Unless they're dirt bags, then just move them out the damn way. Okay? We got the crane. The bulldozer, right? You guys are now officially, today, you are your first time driving the bulldozer. Knock these a-holes out of the way. We don't care what's going on in their world. We just want to stay focused on Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, advocating for him, and finding anybody that has any information to where he could possibly be, or have information on what happened. What happened? Love karma. We've been talking about that a lot. People are so easy to spread hate until the hate that they're spreading comes back and bites them in their own ass. You can't be crappy people and expect loyalty from other crappy people. This is just more proof in the pudding. God bless.